Hello everyone, welcome to this Wednesday market update. After the very volatile weekend for altcoins, I could not put out a video on Monday, so I will go through a few more coins than usual in this update. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still holding within this channel. It's testing the bottom over and over again, so this support is getting weaker. Yesterday, just before the CPI, there was a little excitement in the market, or shortly after CPI, because it came in a little lower than expected. But it basically just rejected at the 0.25 level of this price channel and has since retraced almost fully back to the bottom. I'm still maintaining my buy orders at this pivotal horizontal support here at around $25,000 to $25,350. I do expect that we will get a bounce, especially since Bitcoin is not as affected as the altcoin market from all the FUD that's going on in the United States. But yeah, staying cautious. Price is still under the ATMA. Several bearish retests and rejections. So for it to go up, really the first hurdle is the ATMA, which is around $26,280. And but really, I would like to see this $26,550 level to be flipped, and then we can get low time frame bullish for a retest of the EQ. But on high time frames, I'm not really seeing much bullishness right now. Ethereum, so broke south from this triangle we had drawn up here, lost the 1800 support, hasn't retested the ATMA yet, but is not showing so much activity. I'm still waiting at around 1700 for my long orders, where we should get at least a technical bounce, unless there is some unexpected super FUD again. But I think the worst may be over. The SEC may go after some crypto VCs, and some other centralized exchanges in the US may delist certain coins that are mentioned in the SEC cases against Binance and Coinbase, or stop on and off ramping services, etc. So that could give us another lower low on the charts, but the 1700 level for Ethereum is the first line of support, and unless this is lost, I will treat it as such and go long here. The level beneath that would be at around 1550, maybe 1600, give or take, but we will come to that when the time comes. On the upside, 1800 is the resistance for us at the moment, and just before that the ATMA at around $1,775. So you would want to see these break and flipped with a confirmation of support before going long and then targeting the highs of $1,965 and $2,000, which is still an area where I would be looking for shorts, but we will have to wait and see how price action develops. So ADA got really a beating. It was one of the coins that was mentioned in the SEC's case, and lost all support at around 30 cents. The 27 cent support didn't hold, and then finally the 24 cents area gave some support. We got a nice bounce. It looks like ADA is bear flagging here right now. It's still too early to say, but I would like to see the reaction when it meets the ATMA. The first resistance I have my eyes on now is the 29 cents 30 cents area, and above that maybe where the whole drop started at around 34-35 cents. But until the 30 cents area is broken, confirmed support with a bullish retest, I'm not looking for any longs unless, and here I will use my second indicator, which are the gone trading bands, unless we see a dip further towards the lower support band at around 18 to 19 cents. We would need some FUD for this, for sure. But there is enough FUD out there, and I don't think the SEC is done squeezing the market. It's bear flagging right now. And usually when you get a violent candle with a long wick to the bottom, the market starts getting excited. Oh, nice bounce. But often we see the wick almost getting fully filled, equal high lows, or another liquidity grab to the south. And at the moment I'm leaning towards either getting the wick almost fully filled or another liquidity grab to the south towards the 20-cent area. Maybe. I do not think that we will get a V-shaped recovery from here like some folks would like to believe. APE. Yeah, my long setup did not work out. I was aiming at a technical bounce at around 262, but the FUD was too strong. Let me clean this up a little bit. So I got stopped out on this. This is now potential resistance. The 8 EMA is at around 247. So I would not look for longs before this area is flipped back to support. Interesting fact, it is currently trading at the lower support band. So if we get a positive divergence on the RSI while price keeps pushing lower on the support band, I may look for a long and then a bounce play towards the 260 area. But we will have to see for a few more days if the RSI can creep back above 30, then do a 30 bullish retest, and price has to either go sideways or make slightly lower lows on this lower support level of the gone trading bands. That would be that would kindle my interest in a long. Atom. Oops. Excuse me. So Atom, I also got stopped out. I was aiming at some bounces, especially from the $8.50 level, but the FUD was just too strong. It has since bounced back nicely. Let's get in the gone trading bands. It pierced the higher support of the trading bands and did not quite get to the lower support. So I will put some lowball orders at the lower band at around $6.20 and $5.70 give or take. Again, it may not seem very likely, but that's why it's called a lowball order. We may be bear flagging here, and the 8 EMA resistance, which is at around $9 right now, is just above us. If it manages to break up above the 8 EMA, the scene of the crime is the 1030 levels. As you know, my short order did not get filled, unfortunately, at that time, but maybe we'll get a bearish retest from here if it manages to flip the 8 EMA and then go for a back test, a bearish retest of the $10.30 area. I will have to see how price action develops in order to determine if I will short there. But for now, I'm just putting some long orders into this marked area down here, just in case we get another lower dip and fear in the market. AVAX, let me clean this chart up a little bit. So AVAX also dropped to the higher support level at around $11.26 to $11.74. The area of $12.75 did not give me the support I was looking for. That was based on this trend line here. I got stopped out of a long on this one as well, and now I'm just waiting for either the price to almost fill this wick again, or on the lower end I have some low ball orders in the system at around $8.25 and $8.75. Again, it would take some serious FUD probably to get down here, but it's not impossible. If you would have asked anyone a month ago if we will be at these levels, everyone was still dreaming about alt season, and here we are. And the regulatory attack on crypto, which is a strategic attack by the United States lawmakers to squeeze liquidity out of the market. There is still quite some liquidity that they could squeeze. There are still market makers, although a lot of them have already withdrawn liquidity, if not fully from crypto in the US. And there are still some exchanges that may announce that they will liquidate people's altcoin positions if they don't withdraw it from the exchanges like Robinhood did. So there could be still more pain. I would not rule it out. So in that case scenario, I want to be ready for a bounce and a quick 10 to 20% profit from down here. BNB. So BNB, I entered a long here, exit at the bounce, as I mentioned in the previous videos, and since then BNB has just kept dropping right to the pivot low here. Let me mark that. At around $220. This is not an area where I'm interested in longs in yet. Let me clean up the chart a little bit more. Because Binance is being sued, CZ is being sued, and I would expect that there is gonna be more FUD before a potential settlement. So here again, I would be depending on the gone trading bans and my areas of interest a little bit around $205 maybe, just a small position in the hopes of a bounce. But where I would really get interested is the $150, $160 region, unless Binance goes out of business, which is kind of unlikely right now. It's mainly Canada and the US markets that are being affected by this recent development, and Hong Kong is opening up. I do not believe that China or Hong Kong alone can start a bull market. I've seen arguments for that too, but I think that's just hopium and wishful thinking. There's absolutely no possibility that I could see where a bull market starts in anything while US capital is sidelined. So I'm very cautious with that narrative. But for now my long interest areas are around $205 and at around $150, give or take. I'm not going to try to short BNB anywhere, but if anyone wants to give it a try, it's currently at the 8 EMA and potentially rejecting here $250, and the whole area up to $265 is now potential resistance, which can be shorted, targeting $205 maybe. again, I'm not going for it. I'm just waiting to see the case develop, and then I will make a decision as price action develops. DOT, I unfortunately didn't get filled on the short I had posted, and the reaction in these areas that were marked as potential support is good. I currently don't have a DOT position, but if we get another dip in the market, I would either probably want to see this wick get almost filled, so maybe another long entry at around 430, or if it gets taken out, the areas of interest would be $4, and then the lower trading band, let me clean this up a little bit, get rid of this. The lower trading band is at around $3. I know it sounds or seems extreme, but again, we have seen wilder things in crypto. So I have some long orders at this lower band in the system, and I will probably add some at around $4 after this video. For now, the resistance to keep an eye on is potentially at around $5. But first there's the ATMA, which is now at $4.75. So yeah, I would potentially look for a short if we get a bearish retest of the $5.15 mark, and then aim for the $4 TP. My stop loss in that case would be above these highs, and my target at around $4. So risk reward of around 2.7, which is good. And yeah, if you want to use leverage, maybe 10x max, and then do risk management through position size, meaning that you only risk 1 or 2% of your portfolio, depending on your risk appetite. Leverage that with 10x, and then in isolated mode only. Right, EGLD. Yeah, EGLD was another failure. It did not give the technical bounce I expected, so I entered the long and got stopped out within one candle. Stuff happens. So now I'm not that interested in EGLD anymore at these levels. It is under the double trend line resistance. It's under the ATMA. It's under this pivot low, which is now potential resistance at around $32. So if we see another push towards the $32 mark, I will short EGLD and then target equal lows at the bottom of this wick, which is at around $28.20. Let me mark this out. It is tricky with the stop loss because we have an inefficiency on the chart here, so I will just take a generic 5%, which is risk management through position size, maybe with 15x leverage, and then see how it goes. Risk reward 2.5, which is not bad. Again, ATMA is slightly under the $32.30 level, but yeah, we could wick over it a little bit, get filled on the short, and then do the double bottom. The trading band support is also at around $27, and the lower band is currently sitting at around $20, $21. So I'm not going to enter any lowball orders for EGLD. This seems quite extreme. Again, it could happen, and if we gonna dip down here with a wick, we should get a 10 or 20% bounce from it at the very least. But yeah, I'm first focused on the short, and once that plays out, let me see how price action develops, and then I will make further plans. Phantom. So I was not in any Phantom position, and I had no orders anywhere. I was talking about the potential ascending triangle chart pattern, which did not pan out, so we can get rid of these. This is also okay. Let me mark the potential resistances from here. So 30 cents to 31.5 cents is now potential resistance. You can already see we got a bearish retest here, but before that, this trend line resistance and the ATMA both coming in at around 26.5 to 27.5 cents are potential resistance here. So the next area I would be interested in longs for Phantom is this area, double pivot lows at around 16.4 to 19.4 cents. I will place some orders in here, and let me look at the RSI. No, I'm not going to short it here, expecting it to roll over because the RSI is quite low, and it doesn't mean it cannot go lower, especially price, but the RSI kind of favors the upside, and if we dip into this area, I will long it here. I'll not force a short from this point. Link. Yeah, so I had talked about this high time frame channel Link was moving in, and I mean, this move kind of played out just a little faster and more extreme. I am filled on several Link longs. Let me check my stop losses at around $4.39. So, and my average buy right now is around 540. Yeah, so something like this. And I mean, tentatively, I'm aiming at the channel high, but this may take some while to play out. Right now, the first focus I have is this area not turning in resistance, because I mean, price dipped beneath it. We got the liquidity grab. A lot of longs got stopped out that had the stop losses too tight. So now we have to see if we can creep back into this channel and then move back towards the $6.40 level, or if we get another dip, which could take me out of my long, and then I will have to look at the GTBs. The higher support is at around $4.60 right now, and the lower one, if the upper one is lost, is at around $3.60 to $3.40. Again, an extreme level, and I think if Link really dips that far, the issue is must be fundamental or some regulatory FUD. But ultimately, I mean, oracles are most utilized while there is lots of activity in crypto, which is currently not the case. We are still in a bear market, and once the next bull cycle starts developing, or yeah, I mean, the market gets more interest and it's regulated and more money starts flowing, I do expect Link to really perform well, and even break out of this channel over the long term and go back towards $16 or so. But for now, we have to focus on the local picture, where $5.50 and $5.40 is a potential resistance area now. And then we have to see if we can break that and move back into this channel as a first step before getting excited about anything. MATIC also overshot all levels. This short can be deleted now. You can get rid of these bear flags. This level. All right. So the 75 cents area is now a potential resistance, with the ATMA coming in at around 69 cents, and also a pivot low at the same area, which are all potential resistance now. The bounce was quite good. MATIC was one of the stronger recovering coins. I don't know yet if this will develop into a bear flag towards this level and then break down another leg, either going for equal lows or taking out this low. I need a few more days. I mean, today, later today, the FOMC meeting will probably bring some volatility to the crypto market, although I must say interest rates and inflation are not the main issue to focus on for crypto performance right now. It's the regulatory FUD from the United States. Once that's solved, then we can focus on the usual macro data again. But until then, probably crypto is not going to mimic the stock market too much. Trading band. The lower trading band support is what gave us the bounce, and now we have to consider the lower support, the higher support band also as potential resistance. So we have this pivot low, the ATMA, the higher support band, all coming together in this region, while MATIC is kind of bear flagging towards it. So I think I would be interested in a short in this area, and then aim for a double bottom, which gives me a risk reward of around 2.3, which is good. And yeah, my stop loss I would place probably above this high at around 79 cents or 80 cents, and my target would be 51 cents. It's almost at the end. This has been a way longer video than I was expecting. So the near short I posted in, I think it was May 31st, the May 31st video fully played out. I'm out of this position, not interested in near at this point. Solana, it dropped towards the $14.50 area as expected. I did enter some longs on the way down and exited after the bounce. Solana is looking better than some of the other alts I have shown because it's not bear flagging. However, it's also not one I would look to long excessively at this point. It is mentioned in the SEC case. Potential resistance now at $16, and the ATMA is coming in at around $16.4. So I'm also not necessarily interested in shorting this. Maybe if it manages to push up towards here around $17 give or take, this area, 17.3 to 17.7 dollars. I would be interested in a short, mainly because I do expect this wick on all the alts to be filled, especially on popular coins like Solana, because everyone who managed to enter a long now probably has their stop loss right under this wick. So if there is going to be another liquidity grab, just a second, $12.80 will probably be taken out. And what's the next support under there? It's $11. So my strategy right now, let me just mark this one here too. Let me check the trading bands. Yeah, the lower support is in sync with this pivot low here, so I would be focusing on that for now. So if indeed we see a small or a small relief rally towards $17, I would short here and then aim at $12.80, and then the whole liquidity taken should push price probably towards $11, which is where I will have some long orders in the system, and we will see. I mean, again, I do not see any potential for a V-shaped recovery for here. From here, most likely we will consolidate, but during that consolidation I do expect liquidity under this wick and all the other wicks to be taken, and we will see how it plays out. Last one, XRP. So XRP, let me clean this chart up a little bit. So yesterday it managed to break above the 55.8 cent level briefly, and right as it broke through, a lot of people got excited in the channels on Twitter. It was just too obvious for me. It was the Hinman files got released, run up, released, sell the news. So it was a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of thing. I usually do not get excited about these. Right now, my eyes are still on the 45 to 48 cents area for short to medium term longs, but the higher time frame longs, I'm still interested in the low 30s, because I don't think the SEC case against Ripple will be in favor for Ripple, at least not initially. It's I mean, thinking about it, if Ripple or XRP would not be deemed a security and Ripple wins the case, I don't think the SEC would be that aggressive in naming so many other altcoins as securities. And there is some, maybe wording tricks that suggest that they are not accusing those coins to be securities, but the way that the centralized exchanges are selling them to people could be viewed as securities. But generally, I mean, without going into the detail too much, I don't think that the SEC has high potential of losing the case against Ripple, and at the same time being so aggressive against other altcoins. So I think the US government and regulators want to squeeze crypto liquidity further, and a win for Ripple would be against that. So I expect the result to be a letdown. Maybe XRP will then dip towards the low 30s. That's why I have my orders in here. It would also dip. I mean, that would also mean a dip beneath this long-term trend line here. So capitulation on XRP, and then Ripple settles and XRP can go to the moon and beyond. But for now, I do not see that happening. But we will see. I mean, this is all speculation from my side. The chart suggests that there should be at least one more dip towards the lower quarter of this channel, and at least one more dip, liquidity grab under this trend line, and then we can potentially take off. But we will see. We should base our trades on technical levels, not rumors and speculation. But yeah, technically speaking, I'm long at 48 cents and 45 cents, and longer term, I just have some long orders down in this area. All right, sorry for taking longer than usual, and I will see you back on Friday again.